When a part-time cleaner at the Bridal Tea House Hotel in Yau Ma Tei tested positive for coronavirus mutant strain last Friday, authorities believed she had been infected in the community. However, the Center for Health Protection says the latest genetic sequencing of her samples found that the case was linked to a new arrival who had undergone quarantine in the hotel room that the worker later cleaned. The two carry the same COVID variant. The reclassification of the cleaner's case means Hong Kong has had no locally acquired infections for 28 straight days. An infectious disease specialist says all rooms at quarantine hotels should be checked whether they are virus-free after cleaning before letting the next guests in to minimize infection risks.
And you still need to do random biological sampling to ensure that the disinfection have been completed to a certified standard. That is important because any loophole there will pose a risk to incoming guests as well as the cleaner, the usual hotel cleaners and other hotel staff.
While there are government guidelines for disinfection work, some service providers say there are no specific mechanisms to ensure the rooms are indeed fully disinfected. So the issue of the room cleaner's safety remains unaddressed. Today, the city reported one new case imported from the UK. The 18-year-old man was diagnosed while in quarantine and has not shown any symptoms so far. Haley Zhou, TVB News.
The citywide COVID-19 vaccination program has now been extended to all eligible visitors with valid travel documents. The government says currently there are more than 2,000 visitors who have to continue to stay in Hong Kong because of the pandemic. From tomorrow, eligible visitors can bring their travel documents and the landing slips or extension of stay labels to any post office to make a booking. The government says providing vaccinations for them will help prevent the spread of the virus in the community. They must hold valid travel documents and be able to complete 2 vaccination doses within their limit of stay without extension.
The first man found with a mutant coronavirus strain in the local community today was sentenced to 3 months in prison for lying about his whereabouts to health authorities. His female friend was given a 20-day jail term for the same offense. Indian engineer Syed Mohammad Rizvi and Filipino nurse Victoria Marie Alcaide Guadiz were brought to Kowloon City Magistrates Court this morning. In April, they attended a gathering that led to a cluster of infections, but they kept key information from health authorities. The male defendant pleaded guilty to 6 counts of providing false information to officials, while the woman admitted to 1 count of the same offense. She was released immediately as she had been detained longer than the 20-day jail term handed down to her. The magistrate said the court had to give the public a clear message about the importance of following epidemic control regulations during a public health crisis.